every morning with drive. Been on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series, a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. Today we're going to be looking at running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted number 12 by the Detroit Lions, and they come into the league out of Alabama, having transferred there from Georgia Tech. Looking at some of their physical traits, we see that Jahmyr Gibbs comes in at 5'9", 199 pounds, and a BMI of 29.4. Came in with a 40 time, blazing there at 4.36. And then giving us a speed score of 110.1, putting their physical traits along with some of their college numbers into the RStudio model. We get a prospect score of 14.956, which ranks 75th out of the 310 running backs in the RStudio model's database. Shifting over to see who are the closest comparables to Jahmyr Gibbs' prospect score, we can see that the next closest better than him are Roy Helu, Jamaal Charles, which is a very interesting one, Ronald Jones, TJ Yeldon, and Shane Vereen. The next five closest below, Jay Ajayi, Javonte Williams, Joique Bell, Brian Robinson, and Mark Ingram. A lot of those guys on the closest five below are rather big backs, but the one really that I'd like to highlight is Jamaal Charles. Jamaal Charles came into the league about 5'10", 199 pounds, very similar to Jahmyr Gibbs. And with that draft capital that Gibbs got at number 12, that could be a certain situation where he gets that kind of volume that Jamaal Charles was getting. That remains to be seen, but some interesting prospects nearby him in that prospect score for the RStudio model. Switching now to the machine learning model for Jahmyr Gibbs, we can see that Jahmyr Gibbs comes in with a mean of 14.78, a median of 14.63. Their minimum prediction is 9.76, and their maximum prediction is 20.41. Their 10th percentile outcome, 12.13. Their 25th percentile outcome is 13.51. That 75th percentile outcome is 15.98. And the 90th percentile outcome for Jahmyr Gibbs is 17.54. And they have a mid-50 gap of 2.47. And just for perspective, those numbers are really what we can expect in terms of a career best fantasy points per game season during their career. So getting into some of these numbers, the mean median range there of 14.78, 14.63, just kind of looking at historical comps in that particular range. We actually have like Tevin Coleman coming in at 14.7, Cordero Patterson 14.66. Last year we had Ramondre Stevenson 14.65, Carlos Hyde 14.6, Tariq Cohen 14.6. Then kind of a little bit above that we have Philip Lindsay, Latavius Murray, Elijah Mitchell from his rookie year, Alfred Morris from his rookie year at 15.06. So that's kind of right in that range. For Jahmyr Gibbs there, most of those people in between 14.5 to 15 points. So that's the kind of median range outcome that this neural network is predicting. And then getting into that max value of 20.41, what do we have for historical comps that reach that? Just below that, Maurice Jones-Drew's career best was 20.22. Just above that, Darren McFadden at 20.56. Some others in that range, we have Frank Gore at 20.18, Aaron Jones at 19.7, Doug Martin at 19.48. A little bit higher above, we have LaShawn McCoy, 20.7, Fred Jackson, 20.86, Kareem Hunt at 20.9. So we have some pretty stellar outcomes there at the max prediction. And that's really what this neural network is saying is a max output for Jahmyr Gibbs. The rankings for each of those particular things and within the mean, median, min, max can be seen here. And those are the rankings within the 36 players that I modeled in the 2023 class. So we have Jahmyr Gibbs coming in mean rank of 3, a median rank of 3 and a max rank of 3. His minimum rank is actually the second best overall in this class at 9.76, only worse than Bijan Robinson. And then kind of getting into their mid-50 gap there of 2.47. That's actually looking at the difference between the 75th and 25th percentile and seeing what kind of gap there is there. The smaller that gap, it just kind of means that the neural network was compressing them or giving a little bit more precise action on where they think the rates will fall. The higher the number that is, you'd expect that gap to kind of grow as the higher the number is. You just have a little bit bigger gap in terms of how much distance between those two values. So taking that ratio, we call it the Mimi 50 ratio. So mean divided by that mid 50 gap. He is actually ranked second overall. So really what this is saying is the neural network really believes that this is a strong prospect profile or has a really good chance of hitting some of these values here in terms of the mean. Anyway, that's going to do it for Jahmyr Gibbs. Hopefully, the RStudio model and these machine learning models can give you a little bit of additional confidence in the analysis that you're doing for each incoming rookie. Again, that's going to do it for today's rookie prospect profile on Jahmyr Gibbs. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Smash that subscribe button if you can. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Really, we on top. Wake up every morning with drive. Been on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.